Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get pretty in tune. So I just came up on here to just inspire someone. Get focused, get organized. Um, just get stuff up in alignment. Like we living up in times where it's not like we don't know what's happening. Like we can see what's transpiring. And just to get up in alignment, like you don't know who you can be a blessing to up in the near future. So just try to stock enough for you and others, right? Try to stock something. You don't know, just a just a can good, one can good can help a person out, can feed somebody. Just one can good can feed and make someone belly full. Just one can good. Just think about that. So just try to be a blessing to others. I'm not telling you, oh, if you stocking up and you ain't got a whole lot to share, I'm not saying feed the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying feed all these people. I'm just saying you just might have one person who you might just need to be a blessing to and just help out. And just that little extra that you might have prepped, you won't even feel it and you don't bless somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't bless somebody. And then you also just might want to stock up upon just a little extra in case you want to trade goods with other people. So you might need something that someone else might be a blessing to you. You be like, hey, since you got that and I got a lot of this, let's trade off goods. I can give you some of this right here, and you can give me some of that. And now someone you was a blessing to someone and someone was a blessing to you. Okay, so it's just good to just stockpile. If you ain't started yet, get you a little shop. Starting next week, because I had been debating, like, should I show my pantry or should I not? But then God placed it up on my heart just to show others what I might be doing, especially if you could be like living up in an apartment and you probably like, I don't have all this room. Like, where I'ma store my stuff. And I had to get very creative. Like I did. I got very creative with a lot of things, and I was kind of debating on should I show it or should I not. And God, because you was hearing so much about wolf packers and all this other stuff, so it like kind of like I'm like, no, I'm not gonna even show what I got. I don't want to talk about what I got, or at least how I'm storing my food. But then my ancestor said, "We gave you this channel. We giving you this platform so you can tell and show others. You can inspire someone else to get up and get to going, right? Because this is not nothing. After the pandemic, I naturally was just storing like really most like soap and tissue. Like those are in like cleaning goods. Like I just stock up upon those things. I'm fit to start learning how to coupon too. Because oh my God, that would help out a lot, especially with like what's going on. So I always want to learn how to coupon, but it used to be so confusing when I tried to do it. It's like I just could not understand it. But now it's just so many YouTube videos nowadays, and I'm just been watching them like yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start, try to put that up in a corporation. I could be saving a lot of money, especially if you a single parent. I'm a single parent of three. Okay, and one special needs. So I know it can be very hard and very overwhelming to get organized, but that's why I really don't waste my money up on unnecessary stuff. Like, I never go outside. And I'm not saying please don't have a boring life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me, that's just something how I always had to save money and just be able to take care of my priorities. I had to miss a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a need over a want over a priority. And so my lifestyle was just based off of priorities. And I was happy with it because as long as God blessed me to be able to take care of my household and put food up on my table, I feel very blessed. So this has been my lifestyle for so long. Like before I even start this pepper channel, I always talk about like how God had placed me up in a predicament where I just could not ever go outside. So I became accustomed to it, and like I've been these days, I kind of value it because it's like God prepared me. You know how like it's not stressing me out. You know what I'm saying? And now that I got to be few, I can't travel as much and save gas. It's like because I'm already used to it, and I only go to places that I need to go. It's not nothing like I just don't go out and waste gas up on unnecessary stuff. It's only business that I take care of, right? So that's how I save the little money that I might would spend going out to eat or doing fun stuff. That's how I have the extra money. I just put it towards my pepper pantry. I buy tissue when I need to, dishwasher liquid, buy a few cans. Like it don't have to be a whole lot. That little bit will start adding up eventually. That's why I'm like, don't get so discouraged but looking over here with what this person might do. And take tips though. Look at them and see what can you learn from them to help grow your emergency pantry. But that's something that you want to have. You get what I'm saying? Or don't be looking over here, because some people might have these huge pepper pantries, but they've been stocking up for years. You might not get to that point right away. You get what I'm saying? Some things is a process, but it's good to start now, especially while the stores is pretty much full. People not out panic buying. The inflation keeps going up, but they ain't hit that marker where it's just outrageous. It's still like a lot of affordable stuff you can buy, right? Especially at Walmart. So like the cans are like especially like the great value, store value. So just start stocking up on those things. Start stocking up upon your rice, your beans. Just literally just a cup full of rice. I'm gonna eventually stock these up in Mylar bags. Uh, these rices, because I got like two chairs for these rices. Which I just want to see if they fit. I'm gonna put one rice up in each Mylar bag, and that's how I'm gonna do the rest of them. But just one cup of rice could help somebody out. You can put a cup of rice up in a Ziploc bag. Wow, someone could eat off just a bag of Ziploc bag and beans. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Just stock enough. And these not expensive. These like $10. And I've been buying these for a while. Just like every month I might buy two of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I be of these type of rices. And I also got like containers to put them in. Eventually I'm gonna show how I got very creative with mine, because especially by me setting up an apartment. So I might have to create room like I think I talked about this at the beginning. I use my son's closet as to store different stuff in, maybe like my tissue, my waters I store up in his closet, right? Canned goods. I made a little shelf. I'm gonna do a video up on it sometimes next week once I'm finished getting it organized. So I just, put some shelves together and just start building from there, right? So it's not nothing major I have done, but just stocking up and just starting to stack is just humbleness to me because at least I got started in it and I didn't have that what I have now. So you know what I'm saying? Especially seeing the inflation with my own eyes, but what really made me like, wow, I need to start my emergency um pantry. I have a working pantry, okay, but that's something we eat out of every day, every month. But I wanted something to the side, something extra, because this is something my working pantry is stuff we go through up on a monthly basis. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted a little extra. So that's what I'm saying. Just this. Ooh, a cup full of rice can have somebody. That's powerful. One can have somebody. So you just not know, who might need help. Like I have a neighbor, and when I go grocery shopping, sometimes I buy an overflow of things, right? So everything can fit up in my freezer. Some people are very picky with like taking food or meats from others, but I have a neighbor, and it totally worked out, right? And this when um I'm like, I don't want to waste no food, and I hate wasting food. So I had a neighbor, and it works out for her because she's older. She can't do much. You know what I'm saying? And for her, it works fine. She don't mind taking, because people can be picky. You get what I'm saying? People can be real picky, especially with the corona, especially if they don't know you. People can be picky like, nah, I don't want that. You feel me? But it worked out with her because she know like it's good food and she'll take the food, and it's just like just for me to be a blessing to her, to help her out, you know what I'm saying, because she really need it. So you might just have people like that, older people, elderly people who can't work. I'm not saying give every time Dick and Harry, especially people who just sit up on their butts, don't want to do nothing, don't want to get organized. Or some people just like, well, I can go to this person. You pretty much know people who just users and leeches from people who really need it. You pretty much know that, you know. And I do this now, like I would, cause by my house we have people out there with them signs, and I don't mind going a little grocery shop on them, spending like $30 or $40 upon someone to have them, especially if God blessed me to have the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I was once homeless before, and I swear anything that someone gave me, it was like I was very appreciative. You know, and it was like I just really needed that support system. I had a special needs daughter. I had a man at the time. I be, I became homeless twice, and it wasn't because like me. One time, well, it was just like my situation. I really just needed some type of assistance and help for people that is of me. You know what I'm saying? Once because I wasn't wasting my money or wasn't paying my rent or things like that. It just got overwhelming more than my income, and I just didn't have those assistance. And some of us battle other issues internally, like that's when I learned to be very compassionate with other people's situation and stop comparing, putting everybody up in that one box, because people's situation is so different. And like with my situation, I actually had scholars to come out just to hear my story. So I really have done some powerful shit up in my life just by telling my story. Um, so people was just coming out and I just telling my story, what was going on, because was looking like at me like, why is you up in here? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even fit the box. Like I was in massage therapy school. I was very organized, still like how I am now. Never went outside, like never went outside or none of that. I just stayed up in my room that they give us during that time. No, I would never leave my room. I just go out, take care of business like how I do now. No, and they're like, wow, like you different, like how? Then I tell them my situation and they're like, oh, like they realize like they just put everybody up in a box and they can understand everybody's situation is totally different. And not only that, I was also just I just feel like with me, um, I was upset about like why am I'm going through this, even though I know I had them kids, but I didn't have my child's fathers them didn't step up to be a man to take care of their kids, you know, and they just never like I never had that great support system for a man. Either they was living with me and living off me, and once push came to shove, and I couldn't do it no more, I I become homeless with them with a man. So that just gave me the mindset like if I'm gonna become homeless with a man, I did that twice. Became homeless with a man because they was leeching off of me and didn't want to help me, and time stuff hit the fan. They just still didn't want to step up and man up, and I made a lot of terrible like mistakes, but I totally forgive myself for the mistakes I have made, and I totally learn from it. But when you up in a environment and you really don't know better, then sometimes we look for love in all the wrong places. So what we think is love, then as we grow and elevate and become awareness, it's like, dang, I would have never did that. You feel me? But during them times, it come from childhood trauma, maybe how your mom treated you, or the love you were seeking from your parents. You start seeking them up in a mate, or maybe how your parents treated you. You start doing that, right? But then God made a way. Like I just couldn't work. Like I couldn't get no help with my daughter. Like the daycares didn't have the either I take her to a daycare, they be like, no, we can't take care of her, right? Because she had like three heart surgeries. So they're like, no, we need a nurse up on that. I take her to all these, you know, foundations or support systems that say the same thing. Then or they and the only like foundation that they did have for me was the thing that's called a Pons list, but you have to wait like 5 to 7 years. All actually all the way up to 10 years. So she been up on a Pons list since forever, and she still haven't got like accepted up in the Pons list. But I just still reinstate her every year. But they said that she might can get it once she turned 18 to 21. That's when they really like work with them. And mind you, I put her on the Pons list at age like eight or nine. So I just didn't have those foundations. So I was like really stressed out. So these assistant programs really help for people like me up in my predicament. Um, and then not to mention when I was working from the age when she was like 2.5 months, so I didn't have like a foundation, like I can go give like her to my mom there or nothing, because it was rare for people to even up in my family. I was the first one to even have a special needs daughter up in my family, and a lot of people was ashamed of her, and they didn't even really want to be associated with her, especially if it was like awkward, like you know, as I come from this kind of like higher upper family, so they didn't even want to be associated with like how did that happen to her? Like you have special needs, because they like perfect like that. So they didn't even want to be associated with her. So I had to wind up putting her up in the arms because I was desperate. Of course, I needed to work, so I had used what's having my sister on my dad's side, sister watch her, but terrible things had happened to her. No, that's when she started getting molested, and it came out that she was getting molested and all that, and it literally. And I'm only telling this because people sometimes need to know your story because they'll box you in, of thinking you this type of person or that type of person, and they really don't know the trials and tribulations that you had to go through to even get here. You get what I'm saying? And she wound up going to jail. She actually still up in jail, you know, but that mentally fucked me up. So that's another reason why I just can't trust her with nobody. And I thought maybe that feeling will leave as she got older now because she's 14, but she's mentally still got a mindset of a little kid, and she still can't talk and express herself. But she got titties now. She got hips now. She got ass now. So I thought as she got older, it would be easier up on me. And like I just thought like, okay, as she get older, I'm gonna finally get my life back. Like I'm gonna finally have a life again because it's like once I had her, I couldn't party no more. Like that's when my life literally stopped at like age 22, 23. That's when it like literally stopped, and I was very depressed about it. I'm not gonna even lie. But I realized certain things is just meant to have grow you. I couldn't understand why I was picked with this special needs child or why I have to have this burden. But she is a blessing to be in disguise. She have grew me mentally, physically, and emotionally. I know I can get through any fucking thing. And she sat me down. I could be out there. I could have been outside wilding out, doing all type of wild, crazy shit. And how today's world is crazy. And she brought me so much closer to God. Like she made me get so close to God. Now my spiritual in tuneness, I'm unfuckwittable because I know who God is. She made me build such a strong relationship with God. I know what God can pull you through. So when I'm manifesting right now and God blessing me, I know I put in the work mentally, physically, and emotionally to get all the things that I have gotten. Nothing was ever handed to me. I had to fight for everything I ever had got. And that's probably why I'm always up on defense mode with certain people because I literally had to fight for everything. Everything either got taken from me or people misjudged me and took stuff from me and just gave me a hard time just because of my life. And it was like, do y'all not know what type of shit I go through on a regular? How many burdens I have? I have zero support system. No one is helping me out. And you judging me. You judging me. Do you think I want to be like this? And but then once I start feeling building a relationship with God, God starts showing me I'm gonna take care of all your needs. You will never have to cry no more. You will never have to suffer in sorrow. I'm gonna manifest it out of nowhere. I'm gonna make a way out of no way. Regardless of who say this about you, I'ma still bless you tenfold in front of every motherfucker. Whether they like it or not, I'm gonna keep blessing you, keep blessing you, keep blessing you. And at first, I couldn't receive it. I could not I couldn't receive it. I couldn't embrace it. And I used to have that problem a lot when people try to do give me something because I wasn't used to receiving stuff, but I was always a giver, and people would drain me. They'd get near me just to drain me. And by the time they finish, they don't use me up and I'm drained. I don't got nothing now. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta start back over from rock bottom on up. See, that taught me how to protect myself. You give over, you give once the extra. You get what I'm saying? The overflow. Now you able to give. That way you not burning and burnt out or that. And I couldn't understand it. God, like you used to tell me, build tough skin. But I was the type of person I could not say no. Like you asked me to do anything, even though I did not want to do it, I would still do it. Even if it was my last, I had my last $10, and if you were to ask me for it, even though I knew I might need it to eat or just to get back, I would still give you because I couldn't say no. So God put me through some rough things, hard lessons, rock bottom. We're gonna strip you until you learn. And once they strip me, then I never was the type to ask people for nothing, right? Because I was just always fruitful and blessed. But once God stripped me the last time, I literally had to go start asking. Like I had to humble myself and start asking people for stuff. And I hated it, but it was like, ooh, when God will whoop you, you don't have no choice but to start asking people. Boy, everybody would not have me. It was like people was happy. That's when people threw the most rocks at me. Like they was happy I was at my lowest and I couldn't understand it. And it really broke my spirit. Like it just broke me. It made me go to a full blown depression. Right? I was little, skinny. Like I couldn't keep weight up on me. Like I was just mentally stressed out. But I was still a damn good mama. I take good care of my kids, but I suffer from addictions and not like strong addiction, but a weed addiction. That people don't understand. Weed is a fucking addiction. Because it's like a limit to weed. Like you supposed to use weed just to relax you. And you can really be addicted to weed. You can overdo it. You know what I'm saying? And I was overdoing it. I smoked 24/7. Then I start buying little pints. I would still cook, clean, take care of my kids. But at nighttime and in the morning time, I have to have it to help me cope through the day. Right. God showed me. He said that these things you won't need anymore. I'm gonna bring you so much peace. The places I got you going, you can't take that with you. You can't take those addictions with you to the places I have going for you. The places I have for you, you're gonna be fully of peace. You ain't gonna have to be stressed out mentally, physically, and emotionally because now I'm fit to supply your needs. Right? You don't have those type of worries no more. And if you obedient enough to trust me and what I'm doing for you and stop all these bad habits and walk this journey with me and see how I can manifest up in your life. I promise you I will give you everything you ask for. I said, okay, God, I'ma trust you. Right? So I fast. I fast all the time, but I go right back to it. I might fast for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, but I always go back to smoking weed. And I couldn't understand it. But God took my daddy last year. Once God took my daddy, because the guy was already up on me, he was telling me because I had started back smoking again. I thought it wouldn't be nothing, just a little smoke here and there. But God said, I don't want you. You ain't listening. That's not for you. I'm like, but everybody else is doing it, so why can't I do it? I'm already up in the house 24/7. I'll be losing my fucking man. I need someone to talk to. I need to smoke weed because weed is my best friend. He said, you can't smoke that. You have to put that money towards somewhere else. Now, the places that I have for you and what I'm taking you, you can't bring those things there. You got to be fruitful. You got to be whole. You got to be fully consciousness because when I smoke, it takes away my power to be in tune with the ether and the spirits around me. It takes from me. Like I stop having psychic dreams. Like I dream a lot. I prophet. Like I see a lot of stuff before it happened up in my dreams. Or I can, or if spirits try to contact me up in my dreams to tell me things, I normally block that out when I smoke weed. It blocks off my consciousness. So I don't vibrate at a higher frequency. So God, like, we're gonna strip you of. If you keep doing that and you don't trust me, you're not gonna get the things you need. You would need you fully in tune so you can be able to contact your ancestors and have these higher vibration spirits come in divine contact with you. You need to know how to move up in this. You need to have awareness, because when you so high, you're not being in tune. You're not living up in the moment. You're not fully aware how you might think you are. And once you get to a spiritual level, you want to be so high of consciousness where you don't even need drugs. You know how some people need mushrooms and all that other stuff. I never took like no ecstasy or no mushroom or none of that type of shit. I don't even like Vicodins. They can't even give me that shit. C-section and all. They try to give me Vicodins when I got all my tooth pulled. No Vicodins. Give me an ibuprofen. I hate how that shit feel. So I'm not like a person to get high, but I love the weed, and even that can stop you. Because once I got high, it came with me smoking Black and Milds. So that was really a struggle. So I took on two demons, weed and Black and Milds. So in order for me to strip from Black and Milds, I had to strip from weed. So I had to do that. And I said I want. So God started manifesting. Everything I'm doing is surreal. This stuff I've been wanting to do forever. You know, my daddy was a hoarder in South Carolina, and I thought I was on something. And he'd be like, Papa, no, you need way more than that. You ain't. I'm like, what you talking about? I got cabinets for the food that I cook every month. I thought that was stockpiling, keeping your household stocked, like your cabinets and stuff just full and stocked. And no, I didn't get it until now, what he was saying and why he would be going so hard like that. I'm like, why you doing all that extra fucking stuff? And now I get it now. And it's like me being in tune now, just aware and conscious now. It's like a light bulb hitting. Like, damn, everything that's going on, things that he'll tell me I couldn't grasp on to only now. And I think it's something spiritual. I'm like, okay, I need to really start getting in tune, get myself up in order. Get myself up in order, get up in alignment. So you just never know who you can have, who you can be a blessing to, who you can have support, or who might have can help support you. Just like how you give in someone can be a breakthrough for you. So just talk a little extra. Get get organized, get up in alignment, and get focused. Get your household organized. Don't worry about what this person doing. Worry about what you doing. If you know you deep up in your heart, you is doing your best. You ain't wasting your money on cigarettes, weed, liquor all day, but then saying that you ain't got the money to buy a few cans. Come on now, get your priorities up in order. Get up in alignment, because guess what? You might be soaking up in that, but it's not gonna help when stuff hit the fan. It's gonna make it 10 times worse, and where you really not gonna cope, and you're not gonna be able to survive this shit. Start healing yourself. Start mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Heal yourself from them things that no longer serve you, because those that who are of sin and our those lower vibrations is going to be the ones that perish in this. Those who have been prepared, doing what God told them to do, getting organized, they are going to be the ones to survive this, right? So get your household in order, get up in alignment. And once you be up in alignment, I promise you, when your heart is there, God gonna make a way where you can be able to get these little knickknacks. He's gonna make a way. I promise you. Because he know that you're gonna be a blessing to others and you will help bless somebody. I'm telling you, one cup of rice will help feed somebody. One can. Imagine that. They'll do a lot just we don't even have to do a lot, just one can help feed somebody. Y'all stay woke, stay getting organized, stay pretty in tune, guys. I love you. Send y'all peace, love, and healing.